I'm Daniel James, and for Jack Joe TV. We just trying to, be part of the election, the Nigerian election coming up. It's our country, so it doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter where we are. If we're not there physically, we could do what we could do to be able to be part of it. So that's why we're trying to set it up so we can educate those who are back home, those who may not really know what they're doing yet. There, as much as I tell you, there are those who actually have their PVC who may not even vote on that day. And there are those who've been out there, making all kind of noise, but do not even have PVC. So for those who have PVC, who are more chanced, I want us to use this interactive section to be able to educate them and then encourage them to come up and then be out on that day to cast their vote, so our dreams will be realized. So that having been said, I wouldn't want this section to be a section where we get so much on ourselves. We are just like interactive kind of. So it's very free. So let us enjoy it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So, Mr. Shaba, are you there?
Yes, please.
Mr. Umaru, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're waiting for the other two. Well, let's hope they join. So I will start with Mr. Umaru, who is already on my screen. Mr. Umaru, please, I want you to actually introduce yourself to us and what your stand is in your PDP party.
Hello, everybody. My name is Uche Chinwaru. I'm a businessman, former youth leader in Texas for PDP USA chapter, and I'm serving as the current publicity chapter secretary for PDP USA.
Thank you. I hope, Mr. Shabu, Mr. Nedum, I hope you all heard it.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, Kefe, I just admitted Mr. Kefe. He's going to join. Mr. Kefe, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank God for that we have.
I like you.
Good evening, Kefe. Good to see you again.
Nice to see your face, bro.
Yeah. Good to see you, Mr. Kefe. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's meet Mr. Kefe. Mr. Kefe, can we meet you, please?
Yeah, my name is Calvin Irikefe Okriko, aka Don Kefe. I'm a football personality, grassroots football club owner, grassroots social engineer. I'm also a freelance self-styled journalist, especially in the sporting sector, and a public commentator.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Shaibu, can we meet you, please?
Okay, thank you. My name is Shaibu D. Mohammed. This stands for Jonas. I am a private person. I'm a businessman. I run a lounge in Lagos. I'm also a grassroots person and with bias for the APC. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. As we all know, Mazin Nedu, we are not sidetracking you. It's just that we can't hear you and we don't know if your network is really giving you issues. But if you can hear us, just let us know that you're joining us. Then we can, branch on your part. So right now we have you can hear now?
Okay, good.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, okay, good. Can we meet you, please?
All right. My name is Mr. Chinedu. I am a human resource manager. I'm a political scientist, and I am an obedient for the purposes of this particular situation that we are in, particularly in Nigeria now.
Okay. You say for the purpose of this, that's why you're obedient. I don't want to go into that right now, but let me stop at that. We'll come to that question.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. So right now we have Mr. Mazdi, we have Mr. Shaibu, we have Mr. Kevino, and we have Mr. Nwaru. All Nwaru is for PDP, Nedu is for Labour Party, and Mr. Shaibu for APC. And Mr. Kefe is in between. So let's just put it that way, and then we will hear from him as much as he's involved with any of the parties or how we hear from him. But for me, further to go, I will say today's interaction will be like we are 6 days to the general election coming up in our country, Nigeria. For instance, we have Mr. Kefe, who is presently not residing in Nigeria. I am not. I am here in the United States. And my other colleague here in Texas stays in Texas for PDP. So, but like I said earlier, we are not going into all of this because we just want to be part of the election in Nigeria. We want to be part of it. So it doesn't really matter the distance or where you are. You have families back home, you can talk to them, you can call them, you can do your own campaign in your own family back home. So we are all involved in this, you know? So that has been said. I want to give us a guideline how we go with this section. And the guidelines are like, we need to be focused on the question we're going to be asking. And we try to see the expectation between now and the 6th. I mean, in 6 days time. The election is 25th, so we have 6 days. So between now and then, what we will be expecting on the election day proper. And on this note, I would please like to ask us to make our points clear within the short time given. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's 90 seconds for any question asked. If as soon as it's 90 minutes, I will just want you to just I don't want to stop you so it doesn't look rude, kind of, or sound rude. So when it's 90 seconds, I'm gonna let you, and then just let the other person stay. And each question asked, please, everybody is going to attend to the same question in your own way. So if I ask one question to PDP, APC, Labour Party, you're going to answer the same question in your own way. So it's just a question for everybody, you know. So I'll go with that. So now I think I would like to start with the PDP man, Mr. Nwaru. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. My first question to you would be, you know, out of the whole campaign going on and everybody who've been saying all kind of things, I want you to tell me or tell us here what, going by the campaign, what would you have to say about PDP?
Thank you very much. Something that people fail to realize is that PDP, the People's Democratic Party, is kind of like the founding party of Nigeria. And what do I mean? This is officially the first party to rule Nigeria the way it has ruled at such a large scale with its new constitution. And with that being said, you know, it hasn't been 100% perfect. But PDP, you know, if you go back and look, we have some track records of things that we've done that are still functioning till today. Granted, we lost the election to APC a few years ago, but you can see where the current administration has taken us to. And that being said, people have examined what is going on, and people are looking forward to the next election and to, you know, possibly bring back PDP. You know, that's what we're looking for. What we're seeing. I mean, just yesterday, 5 political parties collapsed their structure for Atiku. So, you know, it's looking bright. You know, I'm glad that Nigerians are looking forward to giving us a second chance, you know, to take the country to the next heights.
All right. Thank you. And that's from PDP person. Can I hear from, or can we hear from the APC person, please? Mr. Shaibu.
Okay, sorry. So the first issue here is the question itself is not so clear. Do you want to hear about the APC and its plans or the presidential candidate of the parties? Now, I want to assume you are talking about the presidential candidate of the party and not the party itself. Now, that being affirmative, our candidate, Senator Bola Tinubu, has done so much for Lagos, like the great Aristotle, the philosopher, said. He said, we are what we do repeatedly. Therefore, excellence is not a skill. Excellence is a habit. Asiwaju has made a habit out of excellence, and that is what we want to extend to the national level. And probably that's why Lagos State is called the state of excellence. We all left our villages, left our states, all to come to Lagos, because Lagos has proven that it's a place where excellence has been seen, has been retained, has been maintained. And that's why it is called the city of excellence. Thank you.
Thank you for working within the period. Mr. Labour Party, can we hear from you, please?
Yes. Okay. Now, the past 8 months has been a period of hope for the average Nigerian. So, since the moment Mr. Peter Obi left the PDP to join the Labour Party, there is something that has happened in Nigeria. There is an element of hope amongst the youth of Nigeria, who actually make up most of the population of Nigeria. That hope has not been there for the past since we have this present democracy. So he has managed to awaken the sincere aspirations of the average Nigerian. So what I would like to say is that Labour Party has, within a limited time, given the average Nigerian hope for a better tomorrow, even when they are not yet in power. That is obvious from the political climate that we're all looking at now. So this is the first time that we will have a third choice, an alternative to the behemoth of APC and PDP. So it's actually a reawakening of the Nigerian spirit. So now we are looking at how the youth, the Nigerian youth, will take back their country so that we can actually move from consumption to production. So that is what the whole election is about.
Okay, Mr. Anedu, thanks. I guess you're almost done already, so because you're almost at your time. Now, the same question I threw to everyone, the same question will go to you, Mr. Kefi, even when you are still neutral. I wanted to just add a little bit to that. You're still going to have your own personal question I'm going to throw at you, but let's this is a general question for everybody. So let's hear from you what you have to say about it.
Yeah, thanks. It's a pleasure to be on this platform as we count down to the D-days. 6 days, it's all coming down to the wires, the months of campaign and political intrigues. And as you've heard from the spokesperson on this platform for the 3 major political parties, it's obvious that everyone has a high hope, and they can never go wrong when it comes to their party. So if it's in asking who will win the election, they will individually and respectively say they will win. But one thing I could contribute to this general question concerning the campaigns for the past few months is that it's not been very, very sound like we would have wanted the candidate to depend and just discuss the issues affecting Nigeria, but sometimes along the line they veered from the focus on the problem of the average Nigerian to personal insults and personal attacks. And I hope as we continue on this program, we'll show a good example as people who are enlightened, in quotes, so that we engage here in the issues and then leave personal attacks and personal issues. So let's see how it goes. I'll be playing the devil's advocate on behalf of people like me that, in quote, are supposed to be neutral, but will still cast our votes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Well, from what we all said, the answers to the question I just asked, I'm glad we actually work within the period of time given, 90 seconds, which is good. So we just spoke about your person, your candidate. Now, I want us now to go about the character of the person involved. Tinubu, Atiku, and Peter Obi. I want us to discuss their character. And this still goes with the same 90 seconds for each person. So earlier I started with PDP. I will start now with APC. APC person, I want us to hear from you about the character of this person, his character, as somebody who or who you want to lead a loving country, Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. James. The character of my principal, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has never been in question. He's been a man who has struggled from the beginning, who a very intelligent man who was able to find his way to America to study in the Chicago State University, where he got a first class from the Chicago State University in accounting. A lot of people, in politics, people say all sorts, they bring out all sorts. And one of them from the PDP got his fingers burnt. He spent a whooping $4,000 to go and verify Tinubu's certificates in Chicago State University. As he got there, he came back, Reno Omokri. He came back and told us that he just lost $4,000. Because after going through all of that, they showed him, the certificate of my candidate, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who came out with a first class and a very intelligent man who has taken the economy of Lagos from a 600 million IGI monthly to 8.2 billion as of when he left government. A very smart man who knows how to use resources. A man who mentors people, mentors so many of the great men we have in Nigeria today. A very simple man, a businessman, very smart. That is the character of my principal, as Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the clarification on that. Now I want to hear from the Labour Party man, please.
Hello?
Yes,
Labour Party now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are now talking about the character of the individual candidate.
Yes.
Now, I would like to say something if you can hear me. Mr. P.O.B. is the only living Nigerian who has managed to govern the state and left money. We've had more than 36 states being governed by different governors. Now he's the only individual living alive that won't left money after governing the state. Now that does not mean that he didn't work. He has plenty projects that we can all attest to, today. But now we're now looking at the integrity, character. If you look at other candidates, there is no way you cannot ascribe to problems developing Nigeria to them. If you look at Lagos, we have the story of the Alpha Beta, we have the story of the drug issue and all that. Those are not stories that should be associated with people that want to seek to govern people. We look at the other candidates, we read that during their last, when they were vice president, they stole, and even their principals are attesting to the fact. So we don't even need to look far. If you look at Mr. P.O.B., he will tell you, go and verify. Until today, nobody has ever come out to say, okay, look, this, and with proofs. So it shows that his character is flawless, and compared to other presidential candidates, he's the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we respond to individual positions, please?
Yes. So
that we don't make
Yeah, why? Because if you speak and I want us to respond to it, then the other we may not really. So I want everybody to make their points. I will give time for everybody to respond to whatever anybody has said. So let's hear from Mr. Anwaru, PDP representative, please.
Thank you very much. I'm glad my APC guy said that Tinubu graduated first class. I'm very happy that Tinubu was once a very smart man. For you to emerge as a presidential candidate, everybody here has to be smart. It's not beans to just emerge a presidential candidate. But one thing I will tell you about my own presidential candidate is that he is a unifier. Not just that I'm going to say he is a unifier. I'm going to give you an example. There are people, large amount of people, if not more than the majority of people in Nigeria, who believe that the last election was stolen from them, including the principal himself, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri of Adamawa. And despite him feeling cheated, decided, you know what, the peace of the country is important. Keeping Nigeria is important. He had the option to go to court. He had the option to obviously, make a big deal about it. After all, President Buhari himself said that if he lost the election that brought him into power, that blood will be all over Nigeria. So this is a man who has constantly chosen peace. Have you ever heard of my principal come out in public to cause chaos? No, that's not what he does. Even up until 2 years ago, he went to Cambridge to educate himself. This is a man who is still educating himself. This is a man who has a track record of running businesses, and not just running the businesses, excelling in the businesses. Take a look at people that Atiku Abubakar has brought into power. You have to understand, as a presidential candidate, you cannot do everything. You can't know everything.
Sorry, I have to stop you there. It's already 90 seconds.
I'm very passionate about my principal.
I understand. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Kefe, please I'm not tracking you, but just give me a little bit patient on this, because you are a neutral person. So, but based on this,
I have to speak. Sorry, moderator. As I told you, I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming to you. Go and speak. I'm just telling you, so you don't make it look like I'm going here, not speaking to you last. No, I know why I'm doing that, because you are. You are just in the middle. So now, from what all this, and please, APC, PDP, and Labour Party. Based on all that you've said, I'm still going to come back and ask you personal questions on your candidates. I will come back to that. But I want Mr. Kefe to come in with his own 90 seconds to let us know what he feels about all that the three parties have said. Let us know.
Okay, good. The three men in question are not small fish. All over the world, they are well known. So their resume, CV, is out there in the public space at a click of the button. But there are still counterclaims about what this one has achieved and the genuineness of their CV as presented to the public. So for me, like I said in my first opening statement, that I'm not so much particular or concerned about the personality of these people, but I'm so much personal about their character as it relates to the high office they are vying for. And I'm trying to put them on the scale. It's neither here nor there. I would just say they are all eminently qualified to rule the country by virtue of their basic academic qualification and also being Nigerians and who have served in the public in different capacity. But when you now estray their service to the country, you find different versions of different stories being given by the opponents and then the supporters. So let's leave that apart. But I just want to do a devil's advocate on each of them. For the APC, my APC brother, I think a correction has to be made. Tinubu did not raise the IGP in Lagos from 600 million to 8.5, except he's attributing the 10 of Fashola and Ambode to Tinubu. So that's just a minor correction I want to make. Then Reno Omokri will not have wasted.
No, sir. As at the time I said 8.2, 8.2 was at the time Tinubu left.
No, check your facts. It's not correct. Check your fact. I'm very sure. Check your fact. Okay. So let me go on. You just check your fact. Check your fact. I know what I'm saying. Then for the Renault, on a lighter note, Renault did not waste his money. He's been a busybody with every other administration. So what he went there to do, this is to spy on Ahmed Tinubu. He came back with a response that still did not quell the issue of the academic qualification or attendance of Tinubu to that particular university. So it's still a matter that they're still being disputed. But for an opponent spokesman to give credence that he was able to confirm, that is also a big thumb up for the Tinubu campaign. Then for Obi, like Tinubu will always say about Obi, the hallmark of your administration is saving money. Then there is this dichotomy between the wisdom in saving money or investing money. And the ones he invested, politics still crept in at the end of the day with the governor that took over from him. So it's neither here nor there. Then for Atiku, being part of PDP, a party that promised to rule Nigeria maybe for 40 or 100 years, but could not last more than 16 years, at least it's humbling enough for them. And also a message to every of the contestants and campaign that today you can count the figures, but you don't know how the intrigues or the matrix will be tomorrow. So I just want to ask every member of this platform today, we should please base our discussion on issues, and let's not go into their personal character, or because it is neither here nor there.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Kefi. Like I said, now, like the APC man requested, what's your response to what you've heard so far? But I'm asking the same question about the other people too. So, what do you have to say, Mr. Shaib?
Thank you so much. And I think we should just be open minded and listen to one another here and really understand where the situation is. Lots of lies are being flung here and there, and that is very understandable. Now, it is said that the goal of learning, okay, is to follow the facts, okay, and not defending your views. Now, I will take it one by one. For Peter Obi, who was governor of the state for 8 years, okay, who took he calls it his family fund, who took his family fund out of the economy of Anambra to Panama, to go and save the money in Panama because they don't pay tax there. It's a tax haven, they call it. So it's our own father's money, our own father's wealth in Anambra that should be taxed, right? So he avoided tax, and yet you say he's a man of character. Second, that he didn't steal the money, but he took the money out of the economy to go and pay tax elsewhere. With that, I will give some respect to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, anyhow he got his money, has invested his money in Nigeria. He pays his tax in Nigeria. He has employed people in Nigeria, and the same thing my principal Tinubu has done. Now, I think, because I have short time, I think Mr. Kefe is not getting it right. There's a difference between savings and investment. Savings is a leakage, it's a withdrawal. Investment is an injection. Peter Obi did not invest. Peter Obi said he saved the money. Savings, like I said, is a leakage from the economy. It is not acceptable. You invest the money, create jobs, get more money into the economy. He saved it. Now, let us leave Peter Obi. Let us go to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. What exactly is the experience? They're talking about experience. What exactly is the experience of Atiku Abubakar? Atiku Abubakar was never a governor. He was never a local government chairman. He was just, I think, a House of Rep. And a House of Rep member, you don't take course. You go and deal or blah, blah. Now, tell me one particular thing that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, as a House of Rep member, proposed in the House that was taken and signed, that we're using so much today. Now, the next thing he said, he was vice president. A vice president is a spare tire. Now, a vice president, he was a vice president who went there and saw what his principal was doing. And then he decided, I promise, a few minutes. Sorry, 1 second, I'll be done. He decided to blackmail his president, because he knew what the president was doing. And for that, so that he doesn't go to the public and report what the president was doing, he was given the chance to sell Nigerian property, to sell things which he sold to himself and his cronies. Let me stop there.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. PDP, can you respond to all of this, just like others have responded?
You see, when people come out and just say things without fact, all we can do is just laugh. First things first, Atiku head of customs. Now, why the country was struggling, and that's why the Igbo traders leaders came out sometime in November and said that during Atiku's lead as head of customs, that he would allow them to import goods, go ahead and sell the goods, and come back and importation duty because they did not have the money. We're talking about people who were deeply affected by the civil war. Atiku has created policies that has helped the country. I will always say this and will continue to say this. As the president, you cannot do everything. You can't do everything. That is why you have to have a special skill of bringing people who know how to handle various sectors of the economy or of the country. For example, look at Adesina that he brought in. Is he not the current president of some bank that brings out funds for agriculture? Look at Okonjo Iweala. Look at things that she's doing. So to come out and say that my principal does not have experience, that is a fallacy. I will also let you know that my principal was also elected governor before he was then appointed to be the vice presidential candidate.
He never served one day. He wasn't sworn in. He never served one day as governor.
Look, but he won the election. Now I'm going to go to Lagos State. Every country that has a lot of population always by default does good because you have people from various sectors. Lagos also has a seaport which enables traders to do business. So by virtue of that, Lagos is going to money. It has nothing to do with what Tinubu did. Before Tinubu was governor, Lagos was doing fine. After Tinubu was governor, Lagos is still doing fine. Why is Lagos still doing fine? Because of business people. Lagos is a business hub. I will also let you know that Lagos was formerly the capital of Nigeria. So Lagos is bound to do well, just like Abuja itself today is also doing well. Please, when we come out, let's come out with actual facts.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. And no be smart. I appreciate everybody coming out with all of this. And so far, I appreciate the way it's been going. We're still going to round up with some personal questions, like I said, from me to the individual candidates that you all will ask. You all will answer. I wouldn't know how you're going to take it, but I'm still going to ask direct questions about your candidates. Now, let me go into the allegations against every of these candidates. The allegations from everybody against these candidates, which has been like all over the place. Some have been denied, some have been, verified according to Labour Party, some have been seen to be true, and a lot have been denied. So based on that, on the allegation against every of these candidates, I think I will start with the PDP. With the Labour Party candidate. They say Mr. Obi did not do anything well in Anambra. I've heard people say, go to Anambra, nobody in Anambra will vote for Labour Party because Mr. Obi didn't do this, he didn't do that. He came out to say he did this. Just like the, for instance, like what the APC man just said. He saved money, he said he saved money, he didn't invest and all of that. So how do you think that his character in being a governor of Anambra State, that the replication of that to rule the country as a whole will benefit the masses? Please.
All right, very good question. Thank you very much for this question. Now, let's not even go to projects or all that, because maybe we cannot easily verify at this time. But let's just look at one thing: the rule of law. Nigeria is the biggest thing Nigeria is lacking now is the rule of law, followed by, when I say accountability, people being able to account for 1 naira, 2 naira that is given to them or given to their department. Now, as I was talking about the rule of law, in Anambra, when Peter Obi won the election, the PDP then read him out, and he didn't start employing thugs as we can see that happened in Lagos last 2 weeks during the Obi campaign. He didn't start fomenting trouble. He went home and he went to court. And in 3 years, he proved to the ordinary Anambrarian that you must not start fighting, that there are legal ways to sort out your issues. That in itself has led to the postponing of staggering of elections in Nigeria. Obi is the reason for that. He is the first person that went to court and got his election, got his mandate back. And when he still came back, he was made to, it was asked by his House of Assembly people to pass the budget, and he refused, and he was impeached. He went to court again. So what I'm trying to say is that he has implanted the understanding of the rule of law in Anambra. You can't say that about in Lagos. In Lagos today, Lagos is a city of touts. In fact, you can be driving on the road, whatever the tout says is law. Even the police might not even do much for you. You can see how Lagos is being governed. It's a city governed by touts, and by touts. You understand? So that apart shows us that my candidate is someone who will move Nigeria from the point of all these problems we're having to a problem up to a point of sanity, where there will be sanity in the environment, in the whole system. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir, Mr. Nedu. I'll go to APC now, please.
Can I have the question again? Sorry, my battery is okay. Can I have the question again, please?
The question is, there's been this allegations and all of that. So what can you say about your candidate? Going by all the allegations, he did this, some have been denied, some have been proven, some have been seen, and all of that. So how do you now let us know?
You see, there's no way you can stop allegations in politics. But when you say some have been proven, it's now up to you to show us what has been proven. All sorts of lies have been leveled against this man. All sorts of lies. Initially, they started by showing us pictures, videos of where he read on himself and put on himself, the circles and all that. But today, he comes out, I will see him going around Nigeria, and we don't see him win anymore. God is good. The miracle is good. So he doesn't win anymore on himself. He doesn't put anymore on himself. They said he was someone who could not stand and speak with audience. He's gone around the length and breadth of Nigeria, traversed 2 different states in one day, standing and talking. Nobody says that anymore. They went back, they said he didn't go to school with his English, with his exposure. They said he didn't go to school. That has been proven that he went to Chicago State University. They said there was nothing that God is being said against it. But you know what? That is actually our strength. Because when everybody is against you, or when people are against you, it's not that they are envious of you, and that is your strength. It means you are doing well. And Tinubu, for those that he has empowered, for people who control our economy today, smart people who can all come out and say, look, our mentor was Bola Ahmed Tinubu. One more thing. Don't forget that he was the first person that gave a non-indigent a key, okay, that made him the kid governor of Lagos State. That thing is doing so much for that boy and his family today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. PDP want to respond?
All I can say is that, well, everybody has what they say is factual and what is not factual. So, trying to convince somebody right now, is almost 8 days, trying to convince a typical Obi fan, at this point, or a typical Tinubu fan at this point is almost late. We can only just speak to the general people and outline the facts to them.
Okay, but please, sorry, I just
respond to.
I will come to you, Kepe. But this way that you just answered this question, I appreciate that. But let me remind us of, we're here to have a convo on all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something that still rings in my mind about PDP, I mean, Atiku as a person.
Okay.
When he was vice. Let me just, maybe you clear me or you can convince me.
Okay.
When he was vice,
Mhm.
and the president, his boss,
Mhm.
came out to let us know
Yeah.
that he siphoned money from the public fund, Nigerian money.
Yeah.
Was that a lie? Was that just a mere allegation? Did it really happen, or it happened but it was okay?
Well, Mr. Jack, I will tell you this, if a president comes out and says that somebody in your country that you are leading stole money and you cannot prosecute the person, you cannot send them to the court of the land, you cannot have him kicked out from your government. And exactly. Then what kind of president are you? This is the same president that came out, was it not the last election, to say, hey, please vote for Atiku Abubakar. So what I'm saying, so that means the man is a hypocrite. Please, man, if you want to come out with facts, please come out with facts. You can't say, Jack, I come out today and say, hey, Jack, you stole my money. Did you steal my money? The evidence? I have to bring out the evidence. I can't just come out and say things, okay? This is a man that has been, that people have said has stolen this or done that, but has not even been prosecuted in the land. Look, let me tell you something. If America can go to Dubai to pick up hush puppy because of how many $1 million, who is Tinubu for America, who they've alleged laundered money to the United States of America? Let's base on facts here. The man has never been convicted of any offense, and therefore those are mere allegations.
All right, thank you. So now I'm coming to Mr. Kefi now to be involved with all that have been said. Mr. Kefi, can we hear from you, please?
Yes, like I predicted, which I slightly or subtly warned about. The speakers here are all just reproducing the talking points of their political party. So for our viewers, this same talking points is now sounding like broken records. And it can go on and on and on and on. And immediately we start engaging in this, in quote, rumors that are not proven by facts or convicted at a court of competent jurisdiction, it becomes like when two market women start quarreling or accusing each other. So after this segment, I will really, really appreciate it if we can now step up a little bit to start telling us what their candidate intends to do differently. And I'll put a challenge to everyone. And it's one area that I've studied and I've really, really observed that at the different fora where they had town hall meetings and campaigns, even interviews by great journalists, renowned journalists, there's one area that is so vital in Nigeria that they've always skipped. That is in the area of sports and especially football. If I would meet Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi today, the very question I'll ask them, which is very fundamental, and I'm going to tie it to all their campaign manifesto, because probably they've not thought about this, and I'm surprised their handlers are not even thinking to that direction. What is the sports policy of your candidate? And number two, football, which is a key sport in Nigeria, perhaps as an example, is the highest unifying factor we have in the country. It's when the Super Eagles play that we all leave our political and ethnic difference. And even Boko Haram, when the Super Eagles play, they win, they celebrate in the Boko Haram's camp. And no journalist, in my own calculation or observation, has asked this candidate, now what is your national sporting policy? Let me give you a background, if you indulge me with 30 seconds extra. There was a policy bill that was in the National Assembly, and after all the hype, it was thrown under the carpet. Then also, before the last Nigerian Football Federation president's election, there was also this clamor for the NFF status to be revisited and a lot of noise. But immediately, the current NFF president got into power, that also has been abandoned. And football and sports, tied to all the beautiful, lofty agendas and manifesto you have, is the fulcrum on which the whole of the country revolves, because it is about youth development. That is why in those days you have the Ministry of Sports and Youth Development. And when you don't develop your youth, apart from the academic four corners of the school walls, you have a very, very troubling situation whereby your youths are not physically fit, they are not mentally as alert as they will be if they engage in sports. And all the sporting activities in the country are all going down the drain. Even in the schools in those days when we used to have the small space, we run around and play. It's been taken over. So let me just round up. One thing I want to say now, sports is a foreign exchange earner. Sports is a bumper employer of labor. Sports is also cultural. It makes for a healthy nation. So what are your candidates planning to do? And why have they not spoken about their plans or manifesto for sports and especially football?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kefi. I was actually going to come to that, but you beat me to it. So, and I appreciate the expansion of your understanding of this part. And I will want each of these people to actually respond to that, but you will respond to that in addition to the manifestation of your candidates' manifesto, in addition to what they have for sports. So that's just like 2 in 1. So as you explain your candidates' manifestos, please let us know what openings does he have for sports, just like Mr. Kefi has reminded us of. So I will start with Labour Party this time.
All right. Yeah. Once again, I want to draw our attention to something somebody said here, that we are relying on gossips and all that, and maybe unfounded statements. That is one of the problems we have as a country, because we seem not to know what is fact and fiction. When somebody says that Atiku Abubakar is involved in some corruption issues, that some people have gone to court and some people have been jailed based on the issues, it is not a gossip. It's a fact. In the United States, there's a scandal where somebody is serving a prison jail term, and it's associated with Mr. Atiku Abubakar. Now, with Mr. Tinubu, we can also hear about when they say the drug issue, drug forfeiture, is associated with that. He's not saying, there's no denying the fact that they are all associated with these evils. So it is not unfounded. These are facts. Okay. In the present constitution of Nigeria, they say the secondary school is the qualification of being a president. Mr. Peter Obi went to Christ the King College on Onitsha. Atiku Secondary School is also known. Can anybody on this platform tell me Mr. Tinubu's secondary school, which is the major qualification of being the president of Nigeria? It doesn't have a secondary school. It is a fact. It is not fiction. So let's separate fact from fiction. So in answering this your question about sports directly, I will also say that presently the problems and challenges facing Nigeria is beyond sports. In fact, there's an adage from where I come from, that somebody that the house is burning does not go around chasing rats. We have existential issues in Nigeria which are beyond sports, and if we don't see that, then we don't really we don't really understand the nature of the problem. I'm not saying that sport is not essential or it's not important, but the issues bedeviling Nigeria now is much more bigger than sport. You can imagine where a president of the country has to stop cash circulation because you cannot arrest politicians that want to buy goods, and me and you do not have cash. We cannot even move around, and we're talking about sports. I hope my point is very, very clear. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that the fact and the fiction should be separated. We all know that Tinubu did not go to secondary school. He does not have the secondary school. We all know that Obasanjo documented his deputy being a criminal. And these are facts. These are not fiction. So that's my point, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. I want APC representative to come in with all of this, the question that is on ground. We want to hear from you. As you respond, please let us know what's your result for the sports and then the manifesto for your candidates.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to start with the sports. Now you can hear what the Labour Party man has just said. For what your presenter Kefi, okay, has called a uniting factor in Nigeria. Sports unite all of us. Now they have no plans for it whatsoever. That is the implication of what he has just said. And he went on to say that
I think it is in the network from where he's from. Are you there? Are you there, Labour Party? Mr. Shaba, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Shaba, are you there? I think this the network is hitting her at kind of. So well.
Do you want me to just go ahead while we're waiting for him to come back?
Yes, go ahead.
So contrary to what the Labour Party man has just said, you see, you have to understand something. Everybody has a list of priority and things that they put first, okay? Now, I will explain something to you. You're in a country where corruption is paramount. Corruption is large. We all need to unite together to fight corruption. And what is the one thing that has united us is what he said earlier on, sports.
Okay.
Sports.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I think I went off, I think.
Yeah.
Can I continue? Or is the PD man talking, or I can continue?
Yeah, let him finish because he took your place.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry.
So one thing that has united us is sports. Be you Yoruba, be you Hausa, be you Igbo. You cannot take away the fact that there is a lot of tribalism in the land. So to come out and say that sports is not one of the priorities or uniting, emphasis on uniting the Nigerians is not correct. I don't think it's fair. You know, I will also let you know that Atiku sat down with a group of athletes and he explained things that he is going to do towards the sector. Things like putting more emphasis and pumping in money into local leagues, pumping in money into local clubs, and even going as far as, who knows, maybe creating a public holiday on the day the fight will be held, you know, so everybody can sit down and watch. This is something that will unite all of us together, you know. So there are also talks that are currently going on, you know, the people who play for the local leagues, why they don't have a regulated pension system. You know, these are things that we also have to put into place, because who play sports for the country should not have a reason to come out and maybe need money for kidney transplant and then be having to beg. So these are things that our principal candidate is putting into effect. Now, I will let you, I want us to focus on facts, saying that people who were in the same case with Atiku Abubakar were sent to jail, but Atiku Abubakar was not sent to jail. It's only my matter because it means that he has been proven innocent. You can't tell me that they will punish 8 people and let 2 people go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. PDP. We heard you. So let's go back to APC person who actually got.
Okay, thank you. So I won't take you back so much, but I actually don't know exactly where I went off. But I was saying that it shows to you that they don't have plans for sports. Now, if you ask me to name the manifesto of the APC for sports, I mean, I don't want to bore us with long progressions of encouraging sports, building this, building that. I will just let you know of 2 things that are so prominent, that are so daring in sports, that my principal is looking at. 1, we want to encourage disabled persons in sports. It is very key for us, and it is there in our sports manifesto. We want to also encourage participation of women in sports. That is also very clear. This is aside the long list of funding sports, promoting sports, blah, 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 which I'm sure they all have. Having said that, I was going to talk about talk about the manifesto. It is too long. So I will just tell you about the scholarship idea. You guys in America, in Europe, everywhere, you all know, all over the world, students get student loan for them to go to school. My principal, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, has said to us clearly that he was going to establish a student loan. He's told everybody around the country, everywhere he has been, to establish student loan where the students, they take loans from the government, they finish their school, they don't have to pay back. They don't have to pay back until they get a job. Just the way it happens in the UK, in America, and we all go to. The students don't have to pay back until they get a job. I think that's a very big one that we need in our country. There are lots of smart kids out there, very smart, very intelligent kids out there who are unfortunately not going to school because they can't afford it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Shaib. Now we about to start rounding up, and so I will ask. I want to ask this question. This question I'll be throwing it to APC and PDP. I will come to you, Mr. Kefi. Is APC and PDP, are both of you, are you threatened by Labour Party's surprise crowd and support, at least even from the youth and everybody in Nigeria? Are you guys threatened? I'm throwing this question to, okay, I'll let APC to go ahead and answer that.
Okay, thank you so much. No, not at all. We're not threatening at all. If there's anybody who's going to come close, in our view, it probably will be the PDP candidate, who is also far from us. The Labour Party and the youth we talk about. Let me give you one simple example where the youth will get themselves together. You and I will agree that the biggest interest of the youth that created chaos in our country is the NSAS. The NSAS was a movement of the youth and what they believed in and all that. Now, the government came together, the government came on board and said, look, let us establish panels in each of the states to establish exactly what happened, to investigate what happened with the NSAS. The panel was created in Lagos and also in Anambra and in various states. The youth only followed the panel in Lagos. Now, the panel in Lagos invited Sayolu, who went and presented and made some apology, did some compensation, blah, 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 helped them in the investigation. Peter Obi was also invited by the youth, okay, in Anambra to attend the NSAS panel. Peter Obi declined to attend. So tell me, with the same youth who believed in NSAS, okay, who want to know exactly what happened at NSAS, would they be happy with a Peter Obi who declined to attend a panel to assist the government or to even assist the youth in finding out what happened? A Peter Obi declined. So forget this TikTok youth and Facebook youth, this 4 people in the room. There is no youth anywhere standing for Obi. So Obi is far from our threat. Thank you.
Thanks. PDP, can you answer that?
Okay, so first things first, we're talking about the youth, but the Labour Party does not currently have a youth leader in their party. The Labour Party does not have a youth leader in their party. You know, if you look at the youth leader in APC, it's not like as if I'm supporting APC at the same time. He's old enough to be father anyways. But, you know, look at the youth leader in PDP. He's the youngest of them all. You know, so when we're talking about youth, we need to look at who is actually carrying the youth along. Why would Labour Party be a threat to us? After all, was it not just last week when Northwest Labour Party collapsed the structure for PDP? Action speaks louder than words. You know, I wouldn't term them TikTok youths. You know, I like that they're coming together, you know, because these are the people, these are the future leaders of tomorrow. But we have to understand that people have learned to see through fallacies. Okay, why would we be trading about Labour Party when APC, PCC members have joined PDP right now? Bauchi State campaign coordinators have joined PDP right now. I was telling you that last week, just 5 political parties broke down their structure for support for Atiku Abubakar. So, while Obi has his own crowds and everything, I like to equate him to the prodigal son who decided, well, it was his time now, and decided to take half of his own property right now and go and squander it about. But at the end of the day, he came back home, his father forgave him, and they moved on, even though his senior brother was not so happy. But his father had to explain to him that, sometimes there's something called youthful exuberance. Exuberance rather. So what Peter Obi is out there doing his own thing, I believe that eventually, he will learn the lesson of politics, and then he will come back and we will welcome him, and we will, let him know that, hey, this is where you made a mistake. Next time moving forward, this is how you do things. And, in future, for foreseeable future, with, maybe Peter Obi being our presidential candidate after Atiku, maybe it's possible, but as of right now, I don't see Labour Party as being a threat,
All right, thank you. So, having heard all this, I want Mr. Kefe now to having heard the two. Because from the beginning I said this question is for PDP and APC. So Labour Party may not have time to answer any question. Comment in this. So I'm gonna jump you to Mr. Kefe, who is almost like doing what I'm doing. So, Mr. Kefe, what's your answer to all of this? How do you put all of this together? Having heard APC?
Yeah. First of all, some of the comments made here by the panelists will just forgive some or just take with a little pinch of salt, because they are not official campaign officers of their parties, I suppose. But they've done a very good job trying to make a case for their parties. And along the line, like I said again, I'll repeat, none of the panelists here have really gone into maybe picking one or two strong points of their manifesto to break it down, because that's the way to get new supporters. Otherwise, if you are dogging to your same mantra and political talking point, it's just like shouting at the midst of the marketplace. So first of all, I want to correct one thing. I want to correct before I speak on the issue of threat or no threat of the obedience, is to also address the Labour Party man here, that when you so belittle or ridicule an industry like sports, maybe it has to be reminded that even the biggest nations of the world, one of the areas they are justly paying billions to just get the whole world to come and play maybe the World Cup or UEFA, Olympic. It's a massive industry. Apart from the unifying effect of sports and football, it's a massive foreign exchange earner. The kind of money that will come into Nigeria, if FIFA should give Nigeria the right to host the World Cup, it's something that we might not have seen in the past since independence, the kind of capital inflow that will come in. So please, I know perhaps he wasn't aware of the exact position of his party, but then it's one of those things. But I still want to make a case for sports because it's my sector. And I know that other countries have tapped into it and have been able to produce a healthier youth, a more physically and mentally sound youth. Because even as an adult, if you don't exercise, you are already dying. So let's leave that apart. Then coming to this issue of the Labour Party being a threat, and I would not clap at all for the PDP man and the APC, because when you become so dismissive in politics, you are already drawing or digging a pit for yourself. If you see your opponent, that I think was it Oshomole said they were just 4 people on the keyboard somewhere, and with the manifestation of what we are seeing now, it's no more a 4 idle, lazy youths within a room. Sometimes it's even dignifying, and it also draws you sympathy when you give a little bit recognition and credence to your opponent, no matter how weak you might think they are. But based on statistics and photo optics that we've seen during this campaign period, no party, again, within these top three are lesser parties in terms of speculation and projection for Saturday. So it's about mutual respect. No denigrating of your opponent and calling them few people, or they don't pose a threat. Well, for political purpose, it might serve as a like invigorate your supporters and just rile them up emotionally. But at the end of the day, I can ask the three of them my parting question tonight. Which of you can beat your heart and say, or put anything at stake to say you are 100% sure, really sure that your party is going to win on Saturday? This is the first election whereby it's too close to call within three major candidates, and it's going to go to the wire. And I predict on this platform, it's going to end up in the second ballot or more. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kilby. I appreciate that. Now, as we round up, now I wanted to ask a question for everybody to go with, but I think I would leave the last question that Mr. Kevin just shipped in now. I want the three parties representative to actually give us a minute or the 90 seconds usually to answer this, and then we round up and close up for the day. So I will start with Labour Party, because actually you didn't answer the other questions that the two other parties answered. So I will start with you. And as you answer this question, make sure, just know that you are rounding up, and then you may not have the opportunity to come back again before we close. So I want you to just let us know. Being on this, I will give everybody 2 minutes, because you're going to speak. You may have the time to talk to your supporters or whatever. Then you round up. Thank you. So I will start with the Labour Party. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Why you not actually ask your question? So I presume this you're asking us to have a last statement for the night. So I would like to go back to the issue of the sports issue. I think I was misunderstood. Now, I said that there is a proverb in my area that he who a house is burning does not go around chasing rats. I hope we understand that. I think we all threw that away before we now started talking about. Now, what I meant is that we have existentialist issues in Nigeria. As of the last week, more than 7 states had riots, lives were lost. Now, in a country of that caliber, are we going to be talking about sports being a priority in an election? Don't get me wrong. Sport is very, very valuable. It's a very, very important and valuable component of the society. But for now in Nigeria, first of all, we should be talking about issues about our unity, our security, our economy. Then when we get these basic issues right, then we'll now start looking about how to enhance other sectors like the IT sector, the sport and all that. Not saying that sport is not important. As I'm talking to you now, a sitting governor actually asked his state not to follow the instructions given by the president. It has never happened in Nigeria before. In fact, if you ask me, I would say that's a prelude to mutiny. And is it in that situation that we're talking about sport? So that said, I would like also to look at the issue of the chances of Labour Party in the forthcoming elections. Now, the behemoth of PDP and APC, normal what they say every day, that Labour Party is not doing anything. But when Labour Party comes to their state to campaign, they attack them. They're not threats. Even the Lagos State Police spokesman actually made an official statement last time Labour Party campaign in Lagos that the suspected opposition party members attacked them. So when these people are not threats, you are attacking them for fun. You do violence for fun. That's what we're saying. So for my closing statement now, I would like to say for the purposes of this particular interview, it will be on record that Labour Party representative has been able to keep to the time stipulated by the program itself, step to the time. That's number one. Then number two, we've had so many aspersions cast on Labour Party candidates in different ways, but we've managed to stick to facts. And the fact includes that Mr. Tinubu and Mr. Atiku have criminal cases running in foreign countries that actually cause us embarrassment as a country. These are facts. They are not fiction. So I would like to leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Labour Party. I will give this chance to PDP to answer and round up.
Well, first I want to start by condemning the attack of Labour Party members in an APC state, which is Lagos. But from there, I will also put a rebuttal that while you claim that you stuck to time, don't forget you also came online late. This program was scheduled for 2 p.m. and PDP was the first person to come here first. So on that basis, I'm just letting you know.
9 p.m. I was there by 9 p.m. Sorry for interjecting. I was there by 9 p.m. on the dot.
Okay.
You see?
It's all right.
You're talking about attacking people, but you're attacking me here on the program. When you were talking, I didn't say anything.
Don't worry, just go ahead. You just.
So I will let you know. One of our company, he employs 10,000 people. Okay, he has promised to restore unity, establish government. He's going to focus on true federalism. He's going to focus on education. He's going to focus on the on safety. You know, in the economy itself, he's going to stop things like monopoly. He's going to increase privatization. You all know what happens when competition comes into place. Things become cheaper. People work harder. People work smarter to improve things. The time I fell in love with Atiku Abubakar was when he said that he was going to reduce taxes on businesses so that businesses can come into Nigeria, because in return, you have to understand something. They're going to employ people. And from there, you will also still be able to make taxes from people that you still use to run the country. Okay? Atiku alone has provided at least 50,000 jobs in Adamawa. I'm giving you real facts. Okay? So I would like for somebody to come out and say that, oh, these are the number of jobs that the Labour Party presidential candidate has brought out, or these are the number of jobs that Tinubu himself has brought out. I'm not even talking about why being in government, because don't forget, while you're in government, you have to work. I'm talking about outside of government. This is a man that is constantly working and creating and breaking barriers in businesses. You know, this is a man who is smart and young in age, still agile. He has promised to bring out his health records. How many of the presidential candidates today have promised to bring out their health records? You know, various things that my presidential candidate has promised. He has promised accountability. He has promised predictability. He has promised transparency. He has promised practical solutions to build this country. Don't forget that Atiku led the economic what's that word called? The economic sector under President Buhari, where he brought in
Thank you very much.
Who are breaking barriers, who are doing wonderful things outside. PDP power.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you, Mr. PDP. You almost going to make me delve into other areas, which I don't want to, because it's going to get this more extended. I won't be able to meet up with the time. Talking about health and all of that, I don't want to go into all that right now. So I will now let Mr. APC to answer, come in and round up on his own part. So, Mr. Shaba, are you there?
Okay, so yes, I'm here. I'll just try and make this brief. Now, when you look at the candidates of the PDP, yes, Mr. Kefi had said earlier that we should stick to issues and not personalities and all that. But there are some things you just can't do without mentioning. For example, the life expectancy of the Nigerian male, okay, is 54 years, and then 57 for the female. Now, we have had in this democratic dispensation a Fulani man rule us for 8 years. Now, you don't want another Fulani man to come and rule us for another 8 years, because people will not just do 4 years. If he succeeds,
now you're bringing tribalism.
If he succeeds,
what has the Fulani man got to do other than competence?
Let
him finish.
That is my time. So, Daniel, you give me some other time, because my time has been taken by him. Now, you want another Fulani man, okay, so come and do another 8 years. So, in your 54 years of living, you will have spent close to half of your life under the leadership of the Fulani man. Tell me, are the others that dumb? That is. Hold on, let me use my time. Let me use my time.
I will tell you, oh, sorry, my battery is even dying. I will tell you about the APC. The APC, aside the fact that we have the power of incumbency, we also have the base support that the Peter Obi doesn't have. Yeah, I agree with you that the PDP of Atiku will also have the same base support over the years. So you don't even have to mention Atiku for some people to say, okay, PDP is our party. In the same vein, the APC has been there on ground over the years. We have this advantage. Two, we have been able to move before now. Agriculture was dead. We were all in Lagos, in Apapa, doing clearing and forwarding, importing and exporting. This party and this government had come up with the revived agriculture. Lots of millionaires have been made from agriculture. I'm a farmer and I farm in rice. I'm also a diplomat. I'm a strategist. So I'm telling you that a lot has been done in the area of farming. This government has been able to move Nigeria from a mono economy, if you understand that, from a mono economy depending on oil to right now we're talking oil, we're talking agriculture, we'll be talking manufacturing soon when the cement thing gets fixed. So we have this track record. We have delivered the second Niger bridge that has been a nightmare for everybody.
But was started under Jonathan.
Now we have delivered it. The deep what do you call it? The Lucky seaports is already there. So all of this is why I think that Nigerians are going to come out en masse, come on Saturday and deliver Nigeria again to the APC, and things will get better. We have laid all the groundwork. It's just to plug and play for the next government, and that will be inshallah our vice principal, the Jagaban. Ahmed,
I like to put in water and let people know that thank you. In the state of famine.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. PDP, please, so that we won't go beyond the time. Now, Kefe, my colleague on this part, I'll just give you a minute, to just
thank you very much. Mr. Moderator, I want to score you very high on this interaction. And for the representatives of the party, I also score them high on one ground, that perhaps the notice was short and impromptu, and they are not, I suppose, the official spokesman of the party. I will not chip in and advise that if we have another opportunity like this, maybe under the dispensation or the next one, we should be spending most of our time attacking or addressing issues that concerns the common man on the streets, the market women. And that's why I was trying to tie the issue of sports, because if you know how many millions of Nigerians sports engages every day, or how many young boys and girls goes out in the morning in these times of unemployment, they still find something that gives them a psychological succor and also keep their minds together. They go out in the park grounds all over Nigeria, even today, trying to make a career out of football. So you have an army running into millions of youths, and politics is local. Politics is interest-driven. So if you were talking about the issues of the currency swap, these are policies of the current government. These are current affairs. But for you as a party, when you are dishing out your manifesto, you are looking beyond this dispensation, because a manifesto is different from your immediate reaction to the policies on the ground. If the Naira currency, there's nothing Peter Obi can do about the Naira currency right now. There's nothing Biden can do about the currency right now, right? But what we can do is to have a plan so that we can hold you accountable when your candidate comes in and say, okay, these millions of Nigerians that are aspiring to become superstars, training every day, what do you have for them? It can earn you their vote and their trust. But please, as we go back, sorry, let me round up. As we go back 6 days to the polling booths, kind of atmosphere where people can discuss where they can be very, very different, robustly on issues and still be able to share a smile and then sit down together. Whoever wins on Saturday, I know for one thing, it can never take Nigerians for granted again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Before we move forward, I would like to state something, because he has said that none of us have talked about our policies. I have indeed talked about various policies when it comes to sports. I've talked about infrastructure. I've talked about governance. I've talked about economy. I've talked about true privatization. I've talked about true federalism. Which I
want to remind you, PDP, that whatever he said, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It matters, but we're speaking to the audience who will listen to us. So yes, if you say you made your point, the audience, when they hear it, they will know, they will have known what point you've made. Okay, so let's not go into that now, so it doesn't extend our time more than we should. And I see that the APC man and Labour Party, you see the problem we have in this country. We'll be fighting, and then you see behind us, these party people will go and dine and wine. Now, Labour Party came up attacking APC attacking Labour Party. See two of them now in the bar trying to have a drink. You see what I'm talking about? So let us not quarrel. Let us not go into killing ourselves from nothing. Let us just go out there and vote and make this election fair, free and fair for everybody, so that we don't get into problems, so that we have good governance for our country. Thank you, and I appreciate everybody who showed up in this. God bless you.
PDP!